Hey everybody, Mature Simmer here. So welcome back to TGC Tours. We're here for round 2 of the Brian Blessed Links Championship. Decent start for me, certainly one of the better starts I've had. Don't know if it's going to turn into any sort of competitiveness for a tour card, but obviously we need to play the rounds either way. So let's jump in here. All right, green tees, second pin position. Wind stays at medium. Fairways and greens are firm, and green speed has increased too fast. So this is going to be a little bit of a test here for sure, because I wasn't entirely planning on playing again tonight. But I've got about 40 minutes that I need, so I can get one round in with something else I have going on that I'm waiting. That's kind of keeping me awake. So we're going to go ahead and get a round recorded here so that we're further along, because this week is a challenging one. I've just got very, very tight sim time. So to try to keep these on schedule, I kind of need to get them in when I can play them. Oh boy. A little bit rough, similar to what I had the first round. All right, let's see. I swear this is very similar to what I had the first round, where I have this flop position here. We're even, so a little weak, but it might work out. Should work out really nice. Oh, come on. Oh, that would have been wonderful. Start off with an eagle. That would have been great. It's really close. It's rare that a flop will fall in. I understand, but a lot more control, and it does happen once in a while. A little weak, but at least we got a straighter shot, but still over 300 yards. We are downhill. So we're going to gain about 6, another 6, we're going to gain about 12. So we're actually going to do a choked approach on this. Oof. Still bad rhythm. Right, we're on the green, but a little further away than I would have liked. And now it's the trick of how do we get it in, right? Come on. I think I had the same thing happen. It just crawled a little too far over. I think I had the same thing happen in the first round, is what I was going to say. So definitely fighting hard to have good outcomes here. Oh, oh, oh. Alright. I'm not falling apart yet, but man, if I don't get everything under control. I've got poor rhythm, I've got bad swing path, like, there's just all kinds of things going on. Alright, so we're gonna lose about 7 on elevation, at least 4. We're gonna lose about 11. So it's gonna put me at what, 126? So maybe we do that. No, you know what we do? We just do a bit of a partial swing is what we do. Alright, not bad. We got right about the 98 I wanted. Alright, so it's what I wanted to execute. Not quite on target. Oof. Alright, it's downhill and a long way over. And again, it's a fast set of greens, so I don't want... Oh, wow. That's a reaction I've not seen. That's because it was really close. I almost got there. So, name of the game, and what I've worked in the off season has been a lot of course management focus. So what that means, as it's been explained to me, is just making appropriate choices, and not doing a lot of hero shots that then come back to bite me. Alright, so we are uphill, but we also have the wind that's offsetting it. Just worried this is going to be a little short anyway because of the lie. And it is. I mean, this was a tough hole either way. I rolled way back down here before. Good news is we're up there. I'm going to go up though, because we have got a long way up. Alright, we're at the pin. That is awesome. That is awesome. That was a really good result. Makes it a lot simpler to be comfortable that we can get the par and not lose anymore. So again, 3 under in the first round. We're 1 under right now. Wow, this is pinpoint accuracy. I don't like that. Because we're going to gain about 7, so I've still got to be a little weak here. Ugh, so hard to do a partial. I think I overswung anyway, which is really kind of spooky. Alright, hopefully we can get close. Alright, again, directionally good. Too far though, way too far. So this is not good. And so close. Not hard enough either though, but coming off the fringe, it's always tricky. But I didn't quite have the right angle. Alright, so we're back to even. Similar kind of result that I had in the first round. I ended up kind of giving away an early birdie as well. But we've got time. Alright, 331. Quite nice. Alright, up in the air. So, whoop. Oh, it's a 3-wood. Well, that's as good as I can do then, which is fine. Because we'll have a good roll. Alright, I love it. All perfects. So, into the sun. What do we got? Oh, don't roll too far on me. It is. Darn it. Well, it was a shot. It was a try. So, we're going to go all the way up here. And hopefully, we'll be, again, directionally solid. Not bad. And that hopefully gets me close enough that I can convert this. A little bit more forceful, just to try to avoid the break. That worked out. So I'd say we're doing pretty well. Hopefully it's enjoyable to follow along. One of the only things I ask of viewers is if you would consider liking and subscribing. It's greatly appreciated. Alright, I think I only swung 95%, so I was a little conservative there, just trying to hit the rhythm, but it didn't hit the rhythm. I don't know how else to explain it. Alright, a little bit of a lie. I'd say that's pretty good. It's at the pin. And kind of deadened up on the hill there. But it's alright. It's not too bad. Probably going to move back a little bit. Go in. Alright. So, good solid play. The other thing I worked on, kind of in the in-between time, was getting better at putts on slopes. Okay. So this was a hole, again, that I was conservative on because it is such a narrow neck. Hopefully we stay dry. Looks like we'll be okay. Alright. Yeah, we kind of rolled into the narrow neck anyway. Alright, so that is... Wow. That is uphill. I don't want to roll off the back, is the problem. I want to get far enough, but not too far. Ooh, a little weak. I'm worried that won't be enough because there is a hill there. Yep, it's going to hang up. Oh boy, is it going to roll backwards? Okay. Oh boy. Where is... There it is. All right. This is going to be rough because this is an up and down. So, don't go too far. Don't go too far. Alright, not bad, hopefully. Again, trying to get this to convert. Alright. That was a rough one. So those are shots that I missed a high percentage of before. I've gotten better. I'm certainly far from perfect. But that has helped. You know, and all of these things kind of come together from a confidence standpoint. Because if I'm more comfortable that I can execute shots relatively well, that helps. Oof. This is a rough one. It's almost as bad as the last hole. Alright, well, let's see where we end up. Okay. Alright, we got the bounce. We didn't head back to the bunker. Wow, it's gonna roll. It still might roll off the green. Interesting. Interesting contours, that. Alright, so the bad news is 20 yards is in that no man's land because the super flop is goes up to 18. The other one goes up to, you know, and then so between 18 and 26 is always a bit of a, you know, where do we end up thing. I gotta hit the hill. Right, we're in the right direction of the flag again. And again, it's a much more controlled shot for me. You know, and I know the comments I've gotten are just, well, you know, chips go in and you have better opportunity or whatever, but I need to do what works for me. I understand it's weird. I'm going to consider myself like that guy long ago. I don't know what his name was. He wore really interesting pants, I think, and he had like a putter that like went up to his chin or something. And everybody thought it was odd, but he made the PGA Tour as a pro and he did awesome. So I'm a little like that. Alright, this is challenging because I'm going to gain about 10 yards on the height. I'm going to lose, say, 3. So I'm going to gain about 7. So this is... I don't want to be too required of perfect. Alright, well, at least my rhythm was good. I didn't like the sound. Oh, you're seriously... Well, at least it's stuck there. I really thought it was going to end up in the bunker. So I'll take that. And then hopefully we can get where we need. Alright, kind of a lousy little goofy shot, but again, it's workable. Ooh, 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 ooh. Ah. I hate it when you lip out like that, but it's golf. It happens. And that's the challenge with those sloped greens. Ooh, more of a pull than I'd like, but I should stay in the fairway. Alright, not quite 340, but almost. We are up in the air, so we're going to lose about 7. I'm going to do this, and then count on that, and compensate a little more for the lie. Oh, awful pull again. I'm definitely not doing myself any favors with my accuracy or lack thereof. Alright. Kind of the S path. The real question is, I think it's going to get pushed back more here than on the next, on the part once it gets to the top. Alright, we're up and not enough, but good pace. That's the thing, is just make it an easy par if I don't get the bird to fall, so that I don't get bogeys, because obviously bogeys are named that way because they're bad. Because the word bogey in golf is a bad thing, not because the word bogey in general is bad. I mean, Humphrey Bogart was a wonderful actor, and he was bogey. I might not end up on the green, darn it. Alright, we're gonna hang on. We're gonna come back. It looks like we could have some roll in that direction. No, doesn't look like it. Okay. So again, slope. What is gonna happen on this slope? I mean, the good news is... Oh my goodness. The good news is if I miss it, I can still get a par. Bad news is if I miss it, I didn't get a birdie, and makes it harder when people are 40 under. But again, those are probably people that already have a tour card. So part of the question is going to be, you know, how many people are going to be qualifying now? It did taper off in the last 4 or 5 events, but that could have just been because people are like, well, I don't want to qualify now, I'll wait till next season, and they could all return. But initially, we were having over 1,000, sometimes up to still 800, well into the season, or well into the weeks. Because again, we converted mid-season 11, so there is that as well. Alright, we're going to go back here. I think that'll work. The open's not going to help anybody. Okay, well, we got close-ish. Alright, so again, we're downhill. Yes, we're in a more challenging lie. So let's see. Alright, should be okay. Depends how far it's going to roll. So I can't really tell. A lot of times on the edge of the green, it's not going to be flat. But here it is flat, so flat is good. Ooh! I was worried I was too close to the edge. I was moving at a really good clip, but it fell in. So back to 6 under. So right now, duplicating my performance. Right, 14 down is going to gain me about 5 yards, but we're going to lose probably 5 yards as well. So we're going to land here, but with a 4-iron, that's okay. What the heck just happened? I did take a swing. So something weird happened with the control. Wow. I can't even be happy about that. I can be happy about that, though. That was, ooh, it's pulling away. That's not gonna bode well. I don't like this at all. Alright, well, back to bogey. These par 3s, like, you mess them up a little bit and they eat you for breakfast. 'Cause that's the thing. If I'm not right there on the green, then I'm using my second shot to get close, and I obviously didn't get close enough to have a nice controlled shot. Alright. Interesting that in my rhythm, I mean, the rhythm's showing up perfect, but I'm not really doing like a full swing. I'm getting 95, 98%. That's obviously slowing me down a little bit. Alright, it's a 9-iron. We're going to get a cross breeze. Alright, I really need this to not go right. Well, I didn't need it to go that far left. So I overcompensated. Like I said, I am my own enemy. We're going to end up on a green in regulation. Oh, well, we're getting some movement. I don't know where the hole is in relation to where we're at, but technically we got a green in regulation. We're just really, really far away. Yeah, that is a downhill. Ooh. Don't think we're going to make this. All right, gotta hit it a little soft because it is downhill. All right, we're crossing over. It's rolling pretty fast. So I think we're going to roll off the green. Oh, goodness, are we ever. Alright, we can try to putt, but man, I am losing what was a pretty good round. I'm not happy. Come on. Oh. It was a good try. Just couldn't get it to go. Alright, well now we're only 1 down. Still love to be under par, so we gotta pull this back together here. Alright, better. It's 3% off, so it's not crazy off. And again, it's a pretty tight landing space, so pretty happy with that outcome. But yeah, I just hope they stay away from... Alright, it's a wedge, so even though the wind is with me a bit, I'm going to leave it where this is, and then it's not going to roll far. At least that's my belief. But now, again, I've got like a +5 altogether. Alright, it Did not roll far, but we didn't have a good accurate shot, so that didn't help. Wow. All right. Come on. All right. He was doing the stand, but then suddenly it was like, that looked like eyes with a weird little nose. I don't know. It's an interesting bunker. Just a lot of bunkers around that whole thing. 507. What? It almost looks like I'm right there, and this is my first shot. Clearly that thing is further away than it looks. Oop, that was bad. So yes, I stopped the swing on purpose because it did not feel right. Like, I am not going to shank this and mess up a par 5. All right, we're up in the air. We've got wind. We're going to try this and hope that we can be accurate. Beautiful. So 2 perfects. Well, I got 99% is what I was set at, but there's a hill there. It's not going to make it. Awfulness. So other than that little bit, oh, it's like a hump. What the heck? Really? Oh, I hate these. This is awful. I was hoping that it would be an easy par, or an easy birdie at least, but I don't know. Just need to get up the hill, and, alright. That's probably as good as I could have done, sadly. Wow, that is a long roll. It barely made it up the hill, so I don't know that I could have done much different. Alright, this is not downhill now. But we don't want to hit it too crazy hard. Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. Thank you. He didn't even react. I was like, oh, it's not going to go in, because usually there's some sort of animation. But, alright. So this is the one I always have a problem with. I'm never going to make that unless I have a headwind. So I want to go here and then kind of just let it roll and make a few extra yards. Might be a little higher than I wanted. Yeah, alright, well, it is what it is. Alright, so we're going to go down a bit. The wind's going to go. God, that lie is awful, I think. Not as awful as I thought, and therefore I'm going to be a lot further left than I anticipated. I really thought it was going to shoot me off to the right. So, alright, well, the goal here is to not... Man, I can't. Where's... Why won't it put... Oh, there it is. I'm like, why won't it put a flag in? I don't understand. It's like... Alright, well, I saw where it was. I don't know what it's doing. It's very odd. Alright. And... Wow. So it moved at the top and then just basically stopped moving at the bottom half, even though I swear the slope... I mean, if you look at that, like, obviously we're just looking right back where we were. The slope is pretty much... right where we were. Ah, too much. I can't believe it. I really thought I was worried I wasn't moving enough. Alright. So I think that puts us at 5 under instead of 6 under. We were back to 6, and then I gave one away there, I believe. Yes, we got a 2 under. So, it's certainly better outcomes than I've had before. I am a little nervous that we're going to get a high wind round because I think this course is going to have some challenges, especially whatever it is, holes 4, 5, 6, 6, 7, whatever they are, where I pulled back from the driver to the 3-iron for safety because of such a narrow pathway. You know, if we have a cross breeze there, I could suddenly be finding the water sometimes, obviously unintentionally, but I'm hoping they're not going to be that mean and nasty to us here. But the challenge, of course, becomes, you know, you can see the scores again, and this is kind of what I use to gauge how difficult a course is. So in theory, it's potentially a little bit easier because there's people that are getting 22 under, 21 under. To me, that's just nuts. I mean, you're getting basically 4 eagles and then birdies on everything else to get 22 under. That's just nuts. I don't know how people play that well. I just don't understand. You know, it is what it is. I consider it a bit a victory in that, again, I wasn't planning on playing. I know I'm a little tired, and I was like, am I just going to throw away my event because I'm going to force a round? But I came away with a respectable result for how I've played recently. And, you know, we've continued to make some progress. It's just, I know when I looked at the leaderboard for qualifying, we already had over 200 people. It's still Monday today when I'm recording this, but sometimes I've already played all my events on Sunday, and you know, I don't see anything for a bit, but we are into Monday, so therefore, you know, people have played, and that may be around where we'll settle in. But obviously, people can play, I think, until, forget if it's Tuesday or Wednesday, that they kind of cut it off, that if you don't get 2 rounds in by then, you don't qualify, you know, or your scores don't get counted. That's a TGC Tours rule, is you do have to get a couple rounds in. It might be before Thursday, so you might have even longer, but because obviously this goes through, as you can see, October 4th, so it is, you know, a full week each time. But not throwing things away has helped, so I'll consider that a victory. I'll stop babbling on. I babbled on long enough in the first round, and I will see you next time.